charge it over night time. Amputate my head off, charge it like my phone. Hi, my name is Nadja Itäsaari, and a couple of weeks ago, a little bit more, I released a single called Avbitartången, which means like the cutting pliers or the cutting wire cutters. It's my favorite tool, that's why. No, but the lyrics came to me one night when I was like having one of these moments that you can have when you're like very highly sensitive, because I'm highly sensitive, which means that I have a lot of like different things regarding my nervous system and my sensory systems, which like many other diagnoses have as well, but and this is not a like legit diagnose, but it's an explanation for some sort of people that's a little bit more sensitive. For me, yeah, this lyric is about in the nighttime when I have gathered up so much information over the nighttime, so I can't even process it in my head, which turns into like anxiety in some sort of sense. And very often when I start to like breathe and do my exercises, just try to like understand where all these emotions come from, I understand that sometimes if I've been hanging around with very many people in a room or in a stressful situation or just like everyday life, just coming home by tram or bus could be a lot for me personally. So yeah, everyone who has like HSP has different sort of symptoms as well. So yeah, I decided to do a song of this lyric that I wrote that night, and slowly it turned into a process of me starting to produce it hands-on as well. And I had a crazy idea that I wanted to like incorporate this utopia, because sometimes I just dream of like getting away from all of this, which like everyone I think can relate to. So I was thinking about the song written by Ringo Starr in the Beatles, the only song that he actually wrote, I think, called Octopus's Garden. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. I was thinking about that like song and how it doesn't have so much like water sounds in it, even though the lyrics is about like being in an underwater world. So I started to think and fiddle around with like ideas how I could incorporate or create that underwater sound. So basically my friend Krille, another producer in Gothenburg, shout out to you, AJbo, his name is as well, had a hydrophone that was pretty cool that I could borrow from him. And originally I had thought to like record backing vocals in the bathtub, like with a hydrophone attached to the tub, which because it has like these like thingies on it that makes it like make anything that it basically a resonance room, it could be a smaller or bigger one, into a like resonance space. And I pretty like soon understood that this was a little bit too ambitious. So I decided to instead use a 70s glass bowl that I had and use like a straw to make like these sort of like thingies. So yeah, because I also work with visuals because I'm a multi-artist. So I got this idea in my head about mermaids after my last release of Neverending Solitude, where also like the same date when I sort of like released my last song, I have another video that you can check out in the comments regarding this that I'm talking about now. Yeah, but I went through a breakup again in my life, so I sort of like felt one day going actually by the tram into the city, maybe I should do this mermaid idea somehow. I know about Malinda and Malin. I had seen them on like Instagram swimming with the mermaid tails. So I just created this group on Messenger and sent away a message. Not so long after that, a couple of hours, I think, Malin wrote me and said, "Hi Nadja, this sounds like such a fun idea. When are you planning to do this and everything?" I was like, "Oh yeah, but in the 11th next month as a symbolic thingy." I figured like a month later. And she was like, "Oh, yeah, I should check out with my friend in Österlen down in the south of Sweden. She's a professional mermaid. She has some tails. Maybe we can borrow a bunch of tails from her." And I was like, "Well, that sounds amazing. Like, who is she? Can I get her contact somehow?" Her name is Linda Sjöjungfru Ågren on Facebook, and Mermaid Athiraa Instagram. And she was like, "I want to come if I can be a part of the video somehow." And I was like, shit. Oh, now I need to like figure out how I should film her underwater. So I called Valhallabadet, our main swimming hall in Gothenburg, and booked a time for the 11th to do like a swimming session in the morning before like their main activity with the other people in the swimming hall started. And yeah, a month later, I was supposed to meet up with Linda at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not a morning person at all. Like, I'm the worst at mornings. So yeah, she called me 06:59. I jumped out of bed, rushed, put on my clothes, and like ran away and gathered all my stuff and put like a bathing suit on, the first of all, under my clothes. And then I took a cab, ran into the swimming hall, grabbed the GoPro that I also borrowed from Linda's boyfriend. Thank you, Linda, and your boyfriend. They are also like cosplay artists. He's doing Chewbacca, and Linda is doing Mermaid and Elsa from Frozen and stuff like that. You can check them out on Insta. Yeah, but so I just took off my clothes, ran into the pool, and started to film without even knowing how to use a GoPro like properly. But it turned out good. We only had half an hour to record the clips, so I'm pretty happy with the results on that time schedule that we had. So I was thinking about doing the mermaid theme because ever since I was a kid, I was like obsessed or obsessingly in love with Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And the Little Mermaid was like, I really thought almost that I was her when I was a kid. So my mom actually had to carry me to daycare because I had developed like fins, so I couldn't walk and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a rough time for my mom, being my mom, obviously. But however, the mermaid theme, I also understood during this process, is something that goes so deep for me. Also because of like, it's very symbolic also with the like breakup that I went through right now, because like the mermaids, a friend of mine, like Fred, had an old friend of his who had been studying like feminist literature, and he was like, it's really interesting because like the mermaids and their like ancestors, the sirens, were supposed to like be able to sing very beautifully in order to like capture in sailors, and if they didn't succeed with that, they would like be killed. So it's like a really weird myth that like H.C. Andersen, like a Danish writer, wrote back in the day. So yeah, it really went deep into my heart, the theme. I really felt that, yeah, there is a point to this mermaid theme with this highly sensitive song, because I also like been attracting a lot of like very toxic personalities and like narcissism and such things in my life, and I think it's very much because I have been so innocently like highly sensitive and also always thinking like the best of like other people. But the truth is like, or you cannot expect other people to be as generous or like empathetic as you yourself are. I will put a link in the description as well for anyone who feels like regarding like highly sensitivity, if you're wondering if you're that, or if you suspect that you might be have been acquainted with a narcissist, you can also check it out in the links below. Yeah, and after that, I had also like prepared all these green screen setups. I had bought some like Pilates balls and stuff like that were like green to create this green, that everything that the mermaids were gonna sit on is green, so I can like cut them out in the editing process. And yeah, then like Louise Halvardsson, my friend, also showed up for the setup and the session. She's a poet and a writer, and she's releasing also this amazing, she's doing like a play out of her book that she just released about her complex relationship with her grandma. Yeah, and then Lidén came with his gear because he was going to help me film. And Melisha Music Production helped me like master the song, which she always helps me with in the end of when I have mixed the production and so on. And she put her golden frame on the music, which was amazing. And things turned out so beautiful. Like everyone was so like super talented, and Linda helped up with the makeup because she knows like the real mermaid style. I had created like some tiaras and stuff like that for the mermaids to wear. Obviously, like I created this for one of my other videos called Deer in the Headlight. Also like some tassels for the nipples, because YouTube doesn't allow, or other platforms doesn't allow female nipples, but male nipples is fine, but not female nipples. Yeah, it's been a hassle again, but yeah, basically that was my whole story of how I became with how the idea started, the concept for Avbitartången, the Cutting Pliers. And now I'm also going to sing you an English version of the song, because I translated it into English because I've started to love to do translations as well out of material that I like, and my own material as well. And I'm going to continue doing that. But yeah, you can listen to my other translation on my YouTube channel as well. You can find a couple of songs there. I am a trillion organism compared to all the deep water creatures that swimming around in opposite orbit, and it looks like monsters out, the wildest of nightmares to humans. I distract my thoughts with such trivial things, when all worldly problems forces onto my thoughts to cringe, to accept, or even be earnest about. Most often it all orbits around my ego. I would like to accept or learn how to live with, or just throw it away like the trash. Bag it up, blunt off the nails to all my defense mechanisms, trying to cut them off with cutting pliers, making the sharp tips fall off. Sometimes I regret it all, glue them back on again with super glue. It is really like this. It is hard for me to know if I should sit, lie, walk or stand, or just cry. Reptilian brains, too advanced brains, What's up with all this craziness that makes me want to sleep all day, 24 hours? Because I can't take off my head, it is permanently stuck. Decision anxiety about if I want to lie down at all makes me so fucking tired. I just want to take off my head, well, at least through the night until dawn. Amputate my head off, charge it like my iPhone. Amputate my head off, charge it over nighttime. Amputate my head off, charge it like my phone. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe and have a nice evening, day, night time, morning, whatever, whenever you're watching this. And I'm really glad that you stayed on for as long as you did and wanted to listen to all of my crazy details around my video making. See you soon again with more content. There's also a karaoke version of the song if you want to sing karaoke. And there's a lyric video with only English with Linda swimming more in it with the swimming scenes that I was talking about on my YouTube channel. And you can also find the original video where I'm trying to explain what it feels like after a day being highly sensitive. Yeah. So it's basically a piece of art. It's not like a commercial video concept, but if you're interested in what it feels like to be highly sensitive, or if you have highly sensitiveness, please check out the link in the comments and tell me what you think. Have I captured the feelings? What do you think? Ask me any questions if you like. I would appreciate having a conversation with you. But yeah, take care. I'm Nadja Itäsaari. I have merchandise as well that I'm going to launch soon on like Instagram at Nadja HI Arts and Media. You can check it out later. Bye bye. Putting links in the comments. Woo!